Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the whirlwind of negative news, the constant pressure of everyday life, and the feeling that abundance is an unattainable luxury, reserved only for the lucky few? In a world that seems increasingly chaotic and unpredictable, it's easy to fall into the trap of pessimism, believing that external circumstances dictate our internal reality and, consequently, our outcomes. But what if I told you that this view is only a small part of the story? What if the key to breaking this downward spiral and instead attracting a wave of positivity and prosperity lay in large part within you? We're not talking about magic formulas or empty promises, but rather profound principles that have been understood and applied by brilliant minds throughout history. Think back to an era when electricity was a newly unraveled mystery, a force capable of illuminating cities and revolutionizing communication. In this age of electrifying discovery, one man stood out not only for his inventions that shaped the future, but for a singular understanding of energy that transcends the tangible. Nikola Tesla, a name synonymous with genius and innovation, observed energetic and vibrational patterns in the universe that, while many today associate with the law of attraction, he understood in much more fundamental terms of resonance and frequency. It is precisely this connection, often forgotten or misunderstood, between the science of energy, vibration, and the human capacity to manifest a more abundant reality that we will explore. Our starting point will not be a search for mystical secrets, but rather an investigation into how the principles of physics and energy observed by Tesla align with the idea that our thoughts and feelings emit frequencies that interact with the energy field of the universe, influencing what we attract into our lives. This itinerary aims to demystify the idea that the law of attraction is mere speculation, anchoring it in the energetic and scientific concepts that Tesla so admired. We'll explore how the vibrational frequency we emit, whether consciously or unconsciously, can be the driving force behind the abundance we experience or the scarcity we lament. We'll question the conventional wisdom that tells us to simply work harder, ignoring the importance of internal attunement. Instead, we'll delve into how cultivating a high vibrational state may not just be a desire, but a fundamental energetic strategy for navigating and thriving, even amidst the most persistent challenges. Prepare for a journey that promises to redefine your understanding of personal power and the connection between the inner and outer universe, revealing how the energy you emanate is the true secret to attracting the abundance you deserved. Unraveling the origins of this powerful connection between vibrational energy and manifestation requires a deep dive into the historical and philosophical context that preceded and, in some ways, paved the way for the modern understanding of the law of attraction. Far from being a 21st century invention, the idea that thought and intention shape reality has deep roots in ancient spiritual and philosophical traditions. Hermeticism, for example, with its fundamental principle of as above, so below. As below, so above suggests an intrinsic correspondence between the mental, spiritual, and physical planes. This cosmological vision implies that the energies operating within us reflect and influence the universe around us. Similarly, Buddhism, with its focus on detachment and impermanence, teaches that the mind is the precursor of all things. By cultivating positive mental states and directing attention toward what one desires, rather than focusing on absence or negativity, ancient schools of wisdom already intuited a mechanism of attraction. The transition to a more scientific approach, though still in its infancy, began to emerge with the advent of electricity and magnetism. Scientists like Tesla, Faraday, and Maxwell not only unraveled the laws governing these invisible forces, but also began to glimpse the vibrational nature of reality. Tesla, in particular, was obsessed with the idea that the universe is a resonant energy system. He believed that everything, from solid matter to thoughts, possessed a unique vibrational frequency. For Tesla, what we call thought was not simply brain activity, but rather a form of electromagnetic energy that could propagate and interact with other energies. He explored how certain frequencies could be amplified and transmitted, leading to revolutionary ideas like wireless energy transmission. This scientific perspective, while focused on physics, offered a framework for understanding how the energy we emit, our thoughts, emotions, and intentions, could actually influence the material world. The connection between these ancient philosophies and Tesla's scientific discoveries lies in the underlying idea that energy is not static, but dynamic and interactive. The universe, from this perspective, is not a passive stage where events occur, but rather a complex vibrational field where our internal states actively participate in the co-creation of our experience. The information age brought to light the concept that information is energy, and that how we process and emit this information has a direct impact. Quantum physics, with its principles of observer and non-locality, also began to shed light on how consciousness and observation can influence reality. Thus, the law of attraction, when examined through the lens of the history of science and philosophy, reveals itself not as an arbitrary concept, but as an energetic principle with deep roots in the human understanding of the universe and our place in it. Tesla's genius in this context was to anticipate, based on his deep intuition and scientific rigor, the vibrational mechanisms that we today attempt to articulate in terms of attracting abundance. The essence of Nikola Tesla's exploration of vibrational energies invites us to go beyond mere scientific observation, entering the realm of practical applications and implications for everyday life. If Tesla understood that the universe operates on a spectrum of frequencies, and that each thought and emotion emits its own energetic signature, it becomes imperative to investigate how we can intentionally modulate this emission to co-create the desired reality. The law of attraction, demystified through Tesla's lens, is not about passively desiring something, but rather about consciously aligning one's own vibrational frequency with that of what one yearns to manifest. This implies profound self-knowledge and continuous inner work. Imagine the human body as a highly tuned radio transmitter. Our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and even our body language emit signals. If these signals are predominantly of scarcity, fear, or doubt, the radio of our being is tuned to low vibrational frequencies, attracting experiences that resonate with this same energy. On the other hand, when we cultivate feelings of gratitude, joy, trust, and the certainty that abundance is possible and deserved, we are, in practice, tuning our transmitter to higher frequencies, which in turn attract experiences and circumstances in resonance. Let's consider the direct application of this understanding to concrete situations. When we face financial challenges, it's natural to feel anxiety or worry. However, Tesla's perspective encourages us to recognize that this frequency of scarcity only reinforces the situation. Instead, the exercise would be to focus on expressing gratitude for what we already have. Clearly visualize the solution to the problem, and feel the positive emotion associated with that resolution, as if it were already a reality. This intentional shift in vibrational frequency is not an act of denial of the present reality, but rather a strategic realignment of energy to attract new possibilities. Similarly, in relationships, if we focus on other people's flaws or emotional deficiencies, we perpetuate a vibrational cycle that hinders genuine and abundant connection. Instead, directing attention to people's positive qualities, cultivating empathy, and emitting a frequency of love and appreciation tends to strengthen bonds and attract more harmonious and enriching relationships. Tesla, working with electrical energy, understood the importance of resonance to amplify and transmit signals efficiently. Similarly, for the law of attraction to work in our favor, we need to reach a state of vibrational resonance with our desires. Delving even deeper, the application of the law of attraction, under the aegis of Tesla's vibrational understanding, requires a crucial distinction: the difference between desiring something and being the energy of that something. Desiring a pay raise, for example, can emanate a frequency of lack and longing. Being the energy of a high-value, confident, and competent professional who deserves a higher salary emits a frequency of worthiness and attraction. This internalization of the desired quality, even before its external manifestation, is a fundamental step. Imagine a composer creating a symphony. He doesn't just will the music into existence. He conceives it, feels the notes, the melodies, the harmony. He is the music in his mind and heart before the first note is played. Likewise, we must internalize the feeling, the certainty, and the identity associated with the abundance we seek. This practice transcends simple positive thinking, immersing us in a vibrational state of being that aligns with the frequencies of the universe where this abundance already exists. Consistency is key. Just as a radio station needs to maintain its frequency for its signal to be received, we need to consistently maintain a high vibrational state to attract what we desire. This involves cultivating habits, thoughts, and emotions that align with our deepest goals. A practical example to illustrate this would be the search for new career opportunities. Someone who feels stuck in an unfulfilling job may ardently desire a change. If their thoughts revolve around frustration with their current job and fear of the unknown, the vibration emitted tends to attract more dissatisfaction or situations that confirm this insecurity. An approach aligned with vibrational principles would involve dedicating time daily to visualizing yourself in a new, inspiring role, feeling the excitement and fulfillment this new career would bring, and acting on this heightened energy, whether by honing relevant skills, seeking connections, or applying for jobs with a sense of confidence and purpose. Action, driven by a frequency of worthiness and possibility, becomes a powerful tool for manifestation, guided by the energy we are emitting. In essence, the law of attraction, viewed through the lens of vibrational energy that Tesla explored so much, teaches us that we are active co-creators of our reality. We are not victims of circumstances, but rather emitters of frequencies that shape and attract our experiences. The secret lies in understanding this energetic dynamic and becoming masters in the art of tuning our internal transmitter to the frequencies of abundance, joy, and fulfillment that we so desire. In the universe of frequencies and energies that Tesla explored, the distinction between a genuinely high vibration and a mere simulation of positivity is crucial to effectively attracting abundance. People often focus on masking their fears or dissatisfaction with forced smiles and superficially optimistic statements. This approach, while intended to project a positive image, operates on a conflicting frequency. The universe, rather than responding to the facade, picks up on the underlying dissonance between what is being emitted externally and what is truly being felt internally. Tesla understood that authentic energy, that which emanates from a deep alignment between thought, feeling, and belief, possesses far greater potency. Therefore, rather than simply thinking positive, the challenge lies in feeling positive, in cultivating a state of gratitude and worthiness that is palpable and consistent within. Consider, for example, the situation of someone seeking financial prosperity, who finds themselves in a sea of debt. Repeatedly saying, "I am rich," without experiencing the relief, security, and freedom that wealth would bring, is like trying to tune a radio to a non-existent station. True attunement occurs when one begins to feel gratitude for small savings, for the ability to find creative solutions to challenges, or for the simple blessing of having a roof over one's head. This genuine gratitude raises one's vibration to a level that resonates with the energy of abundance in other areas of life, opening doors to new sources of income or unexpected debt resolution. Furthermore, the law of attraction, from the Teslaean perspective of energetic resonance, operates in a way that is intrinsically linked to our deepest and often unconscious beliefs. It's not enough to desire abundance. Our underlying beliefs must support it. If at some level we believe that we don't deserve prosperity, that money is dirty, or that life is a constant struggle, these beliefs will act as a powerful filter, distorting or blocking the manifestation of our desires. Tesla, when designing his equipment, needed to ensure that each component was in perfect harmony with the whole for the system to function efficiently. Likewise, for the law of attraction to work in our lives, our thoughts, feelings, and, crucially, our beliefs must be in harmony. An effective way to approach this is through self-analysis and cognitive restructuring. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never have enough," recognize this belief as a limiting frequency and consciously replace it with an affirmation that resonates with the truth you wish to create, such as, "The universe provides me with abundance in unexpected and wonderful ways." This replacement is not just a superficial change of words, but a deliberate effort to recalibrate the internal transmitter, replacing a frequency of scarcity with one of possibility and permission. Another crucial facet to understand is the role of inspiration and intuition as guides in manifesting abundance. Tesla wasn't just a rigorous calculator. He was known for his visionary insights, which often came as flashes of inspiration. Similarly, when we are vibrationally aligned with the universal flow, we begin to notice and follow these vibrations of inspiration and intuition that lead us toward our goals. This translates into actions that feel right, opportunities that arise providently, and a sense of flow that contrasts with the struggle and arduous effort imposed by a purely mental and superficial approach. Imagine you are pursuing an innovative business opportunity. Instead of drowning in exhaustive analysis and meticulously planning every detail, vibrational alignment would lead you to be more receptive to new ideas that arise in casual conversations. sudden insights during moments of relaxation, or a strong gut feeling about a specific path to follow. These intuitions are actually high-frequency signals from the universe, confirming that you are in tune with the possibilities of abundance. Acting on this intuition rather than giving in to skepticism or fear is what allows energy to flow toward you, bringing the people, resources, and circumstances necessary to achieve your goal. The fundamental difference here is the transition from the brute force of conscious desire to the fluidity of attraction guided by the energy and subtle information of the universe. As we contemplate the intricate tapestry that interweaves energy, vibration, and the human capacity to shape reality, a subtle yet powerful understanding emerges. The journey thus far has uncovered not mere ethereal concepts, but principles that resonate with the very fabric of the cosmos, as intuited by the most discerning minds. Now, as we approach the apex of this exploration, we realize that the various facets discussed converge at a point of renewed clarity. Like light passing through a prism, revealing a full spectrum, it is as if the pieces of a vast puzzle, once scattered, begin to fit together with astonishing precision, forming a clearer and more inspiring picture of the potential that resides within each of us. Awareness of this convergence, this alignment of energies, paves the way for a transformative perspective. Reflecting on this journey, the feeling is that the barriers of the impossible begin to dissolve, giving way to a fertile territory of unlimited possibilities. The energies emanating from our being, once seen as mere byproducts of our emotional states, reveal themselves to be, in fact, the guiding threads that weave the reality we experience. This realization, far from being an invitation to passivity, is a call to mastery, responsibility, and intentionality in the art of living. The energetic dynamics that govern us, when understood in their depth, offer a new paradigm for how we interact with the world, and more importantly, with ourselves. It is the discovery that internal harmony is not just an ideal to be strived for, but the very mechanism that drives external manifestation. At this threshold of completion, we feel the unifying force of shared insights. The universe, previously perceived as an external and unpredictable stage, reveals itself to be a field of vibrational potential where our own energy acts as a catalytic force. This profound interconnection, where the inner microcosm reflects and influences the outer macrocosm, invites us to look beyond appearances and recognize the power inherent in our own frequency. As we prepare for the final reflections, the promise of a more complete understanding becomes clear, where the subtle science of energy and the ancient art of manifestation unite in a harmonious dance, promising to illuminate the path to a life of abundance, even amid the constant flux of existence. As we travel this path, from Tesla's flashes of genius to the vibrational resonance that shapes our reality, we emerge not with definitive answers, but with an expanded clarity about the potential that resides within each of us. The whirlwind of external chaos, which so often oppresses us, begins to lose its overwhelming force when we understand that the true arena of battle and conquest lies within our inner universe. Abundance, far from being an elusive prize or a privilege of the few, reveals itself to be a direct reflection of the energetic frequency we cultivate and emit. Tesla, in his profound connection with the laws governing the physical universe, offered us glimpses of the fundamental principle. Everything is energy, and the energy you emanate is the language with which the cosmos responds. This understanding transcends mere superficial positivity. It invites us into a deep inner attunement, where thoughts, feelings, and beliefs operate in harmony to co-create the desired reality. The idea that as above, so below comes to life when we realize that the vibration of our being, the frequency of gratitude, worthiness, and trust, is the magnet that attracts corresponding experiences. It's not about denying difficulties, but about intentionally choosing the frequency we wish to amplify, transforming our challenges into stepping stones to a higher, more abundant state of being. True practice begins not with a distant desire, but with how we choose to vibrate in each moment, in each thought, in each emotion.